A new report shedding light on the anti-Trump resistance President Trump faced early on in his first term. The report from Real Clear Politics finding former Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe targeted Trump after he fired James Comey as FBI Director, using the discredited Christopher Steele dossier to do so. Text messages and congressional testimony transcripts reveal that McCabe's Russia team reestablished direct contact with ex-British spy Christopher Steele to build a case against the president for espionage and obstruction of justice after Trump had fired FBI Director James Comey on May 9, 2017. No wonder Andrew McCabe is terrified Trump chose Kash Patel for FBI Director.
The fact that Kash Patel is profoundly unqualified for this job is not even like a matter for debate. So I think what we should really be thinking about right now is, what does this signal in terms of Donald Trump's intent for the FBI? The installation, or the nomination, I guess we should say at this point, of Kash Patel as FBI Director can only possibly be a plan to disrupt, to dismantle, to distract the FBI, and to possibly use it as a tool for the president's political agenda.
I mean, profoundly unqualified, someone who should have never served in the FBI, someone who abused their power, Andrew McCabe. Larry.
Yeah, to hear McCabe say things like that, you can't use the FBI that way, Mr. Trump. The FBI is supposed to be here to investigate and hurt you and harm you. That's exactly what he did. That's what. My question is, why are we learning this from Real Clear Politics, which is a great media organization, but no one else in this town cares about corruption at the FBI? There was a time when the Washington Post had some deep sources over there at the FBI. They were upset about these things too, but not so much anymore. There is serious problems. We're just scratching the surface about what happened in this first term. It's amazing Trump got as much done as he did, actually, considering what was against him.
And I got to tell you, Jason, it was a complete distraction during the time, because the FBI was so obsessed with, trying to persecute Donald Trump. Obviously, we saw this with Andrew McCabe using the Steele dossier, Christopher Steele. I mean, I think, huge scandal for the FBI. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think the FBI has received black eyes for actually generations, all the way going back to its founder with J. Edgar Hoover. I would also say that the Trump DOJ was not any better. We remember when they took those, they got the 43 congressional staffers, and they got their text messages, and we're monitoring that, trying to find leaks in 2 Congress members. That's really dangerous stuff when we start doing that kind of stuff.
And they got it. DOJ that was tracking
CIA that went after the Senate Intel Committee.
Spied on Newsmax's James Rosen.
Yeah. And then, James Comer with his fake investigation that went absolutely nowhere, going after the President of the United States. None of that is helpful.
On top of McCabe's report, the Department of Justice Inspector General released findings of misconduct by 3 senior DOJ officials who attempted to damage Donald Trump before this past election. The OIG investigation found that 3 then senior DOJ officials violated DOJ's confidentiality and media contacts policy by leaking to select reporters days before an election. Matthew.
Well, I think this goes back to what we were talking about in the first segment. And yes, the FBI theoretically can persecute Donald Trump while also monitoring homegrown and foreign Islamic terrorists. They just happen to really be focused on persecuting Donald Trump. And I think this is a reminder, we see the consequences of this are real when the FBI is not doing the job that people, normally think the FBI is doing, which is keeping us safe and not looking into the president.
I mean, DOJ is supposed to be independent. They are leaking to reporters, Patrice.
Deranged. These people are so deranged, and they're high-level officials, these 3. So it tells me that you've got deranged people who feel like they're the ones who have to save the day by breaking the rules and undermining the entire system and the justice system to do what they think that they should be able to do. It's wrong.
I mean, scary times. Let's hope that Pam Bondi can clean it up over at the DOJ.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.